Welcome out gamers and gamettes to this RGLgg Invite Highlander match. We are here on PL Swiftwater watching Rogue Runners take on Witness Gaming. I am Alto, finally joined by Zag to my side. Had a little bit of trouble meeting up these first 2 weeks. Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, a bit tired. My sleep schedule's been not the best recently. I take that back. It's actually been the best. I'm probably going to bed right after this cast, but we do have a pretty interesting matchup. Swiftwater, one of my favorite maps, coming in. We have Rogue Runners looking to pull off an upset against the currently first seed Witness Gaming. Should be an interesting one because Witness Gaming are definitely favorites on paper, although Rogue Runners, I'm not in trouble with that one all night. Rogue Runners do have some potential to maybe make a run competitive.
Yeah, both of these teams likely to be competing for playoffs, and we do have word from Witness Gaming that they lost a half to Rogue Runners in preseason on this map. Witness feels that they're a better Koth team than a payload team, so coming in on this thinking that there's a chance that we could see something of an upset. I mean, Swiftwater has been an upset map in the past. All it takes is one or two good picks on a second hold, and you can start snowballing that momentum. And Swiftwater can, you can see some really swift times, rimshot. So definitely something to look forward to. As Rogue Runners have a roster that I feel like is could be very impressive on paper when everything's clicking, but also maybe has a little bit more variance than something like a Witness Gaming does. So let's run down those right as we start talking about that. On the side of Rogue Runners, it will be Dotwet on Scout, Doombringer on Soldier, Pyrus on Pyro, Kira on Demoman, Eerie on Heavy, K9 on Engineer, friend of the cast Rogue himself on Medic, Arbiter on Sniper, and Marley, which some of our older viewers may remember as the UGC Cactus, back on Spy.
That's Cactus?
Yes,
no
it is.
Way. I actually do remember him aliasing as Marley a bit back then, too. That is a throwback name for some of the old heads in here. And on the side of Witness Gaming is going to be Blank on Scout, Ether on Soldier, Melon on Pyro, DT on Demoman, Zukima on Heavy, Rebel on Engineer, Toy on Medic, Poseidon on Sniper, and Fish on Spy.
I'm a little secondhand offended for him that you get the wow out of Marley, but K9 West just escapes your notice.
I do know, you can't top the Cactus throw in though. That's a fucking interesting one. It's been so long since I've heard of that guy.
He's been showing back up, and I've seen him put up some pretty good numbers in logs. Was trying out for a bunch of teams, maybe looking for a main or advanced sniper spot. Ended up going Invite on Spy with Rogue and his friends. Oh, we're getting word that it will not be Eerie on Heavy. It will be Octa coming in on Heavy, which checks with the fact that Eerie on my friends list is in Payday 3 right now. I'm not gonna look any further into that one. And the fact that he came in the
chat sarcastically saying that he didn't know he was playing. Wow, crazy. A bit disappointing though, because if it was Eerie on Heavy, this would have been the Anime Expo grudge match. Rogue and Eerie on one team, Zuki, Melon, Ether on the other team.
Everyone knows what that means, so.
I'm sure that the teams themselves know, so.
That's all that matters.
This league's an inside joke enough anyway, but yeah, Oct on Heavy. Honestly, Eerie's probably... Is Eerie, playing main for them on some weeks and just not this week, or is he just rostered?
I wouldn't be able to confirm. If anyone in chat wants to chime in, would be appreciated.
Yeah, but I think historically Eerie's had higher ceilings. Very few people would argue that. I'm not sure about recent form. Octa will probably be serviceable,
Thanks, Fish. Octa is main.
Yeah, so Octa maining, he's going to be serviceable. I'm not sure. Going at Zukima is going to be interesting because on the map like Swiftwater, which we can go a bit into the map talk as we wait for the teams to get all their players in, all their ducks in a line so we can ready up here. We're still, 5 minutes before usual Highlander start time, but on Swiftwater, this map has undergone so many meta shifts as of recent, where heavies and soldiers will play together in apartments, combos will push stuff that they've never pushed before. We can see tunnel sentry guns, we can see really aggressive holds coming into first and third. We even see third get voided most of the time because teams just aren't able to transition the new second hold into an actual third hold. So a lot of interesting stuff can happen on Swiftwater nowadays.
Yeah, and I'm personally interested to see how I feel like aggression has been up across all of Invite over the past few seasons. just much more, willingness to play forward on Koth maps that were previously, product had the pocket hold and that was it. And now, you're seeing teams experiment, getting forward more often, taking those Ubers. Same thing on Asheville. I'm really looking forward to see if that comes into fourth at all. I feel like that's the one point we haven't seen as much kind of innovation on in recent seasons. That or maybe last, but last is the hard forward hold for a number of reasons. One of which being, the cart just getting tapped in behind you. But otherwise, yeah, looking forward to it. So, I think we alluded to this earlier, Zeg, but on paper, looking at the rosters, you have to give this to Witness Gaming.
On paper, they've been the stronger
consistently
team,
stronger. Moreover, this team has finished second in Invite the past 2 seasons in a row. A number of their players are all used to playing together. So I think in terms of the momentum coming into the season, it's definitely in favor of Witness Gaming. But, as we said, I think some high volatility pairs on Rogue Runners could really show up tonight. And also, Swiftwater is a map that can really take certain players and minimize their impact. Like the offensive sniper is someone that, can potentially have a really rough time should maybe they not be on their best game today and the other team puts a lot of effort into shutting them down. Can be really brutal to get anything done in those situations, so could easily see this swing either way.
Yeah, additionally, we mentioned that Witness Gaming is coming. They've, our connections, our friends have told us that they have dropped rounds to this team in the past, and we've also heard that they dropped rounds on Upward to teams in scrims that they probably shouldn't have dropped rounds to on paper. So this team definitely looking more of a trending Koth team, and Stopwatch could be a situation where they might drop the odd round here and there. Rogue Runners is definitely a team where, if Rogue Runners show up on the day and the Witness Gaming kind of payload volatility does come through against them, then we might see Rogue Runners being able to take these rounds and make it competitive in the end. So for Witness, this will be a big test, right? Because if you are going to the playoffs, you've mentioned it, they've been second place, runners up past 2 seasons. If you want to have a shot at actually winning, you need to show some strength on payload. If you cannot have a Stopwatch map in your pool that you're confident enough on, you're essentially playing Grand Finals down 0-1 at best.
Yeah, especially with the RGL, season consisting of more Stopwatch maps than Koth. The lower seed in a playoff best of 3 is always able to force double Stopwatch if possible. So what I think that kind of translates to is that Koth is a game mode where it's much more about your average performance over time. Where if you're a really good team and you make a mistake, right? You'll lose 40 seconds off the clock, but if you're playing better than the other team, you can make that 40 seconds back over time by just, if you lose your med, you can just then go kill their med. On payload, it's much more momentum-based, and having that kind of one big mess-up really can spoil a half for a team, or make it for the other one. So if a team is struggling, that to me speaks a little bit of consistency issues, where, they're not having perfect play. They're making errors, and sometimes they might be able to, get out of them through the strength of their own play, but those errors are things that other teams can capitalize off of. And really, as we both teams ready up here, I'm going to be looking at Arbiter and Marley on the side of Rogue Runners to really be the difference makers here. Because I think that if their pick classes can just find a steady stream of kills, doesn't have to be on any one class in particular, but if they can at the very least, outmatch their counterparts, then I think that it's going to put Rogue Runners in a really good position to just, start that snowball off, get it rolling, and maybe see it through.
Yep, it will be Rogue Runners starting out on the defense, though. Witness Gaming choosing offense to start out here, so we'll see what they can do on this initial push. We see the crit stickies lined up in the traditional spots on the log under the bridge. I doubt they'll get kills. There's also a couple over the shutter. If they do get some, we get to laugh at whoever gives first blood over, but yeah, with that said, 15 seconds left and the match will be underway. You mentioned, who you're looking forward to on Rogue Runners to kind of maybe swing things in their favor. For Witness Gaming, we got to be looking at, Ether and Blank, the flank class duo that just demolish everyone in their path. Swiftwater is a map where Soldier and Scout can actually do a lot more than you think they might be able to. Crit Sticky's dead, no one gets killed on the Shutter ones. They're getting picked off, so no one's going to have his Crit Stickies. Zuki, on the other hand, though, in headshot,
yeah,
he's the first death.
Arbiter playing up in the house, going to actually go down to the side and right away, so no defensive sniper. Means you can see a lot more kind of just free aggression come out right now. Octa still playing in you know, underneath the roof, shooting out those windows as is pretty common, but his team falling down around him, gonna take
Heavy
out
surf.
those fists, barely gets out into his own team, as called. Good surf by him. Looks like they're gonna start to try to back up already. I think I heard his bicycle get popped. Sandwich gonna be eaten. Arbiter finds the kill onto Poseidon after getting forward in tunnel, trying to chase them out, and yeah.
DT is trying to get some stickies in deep, but he is going to get taken down. Dotwet as well, going to clean up Melon. So Witness just trying to get ahead of the curve here onto the tunnel hold. Here's a deep poke onto the cart. They're going to refight because of all those kills that went over Zuki. He's just going to die. Fists on the cart. He did his best, but that overextension from the Melon and DT kind of cost them there, because if you're going to give up all those players, give up all the space, a good team will take that. And I'm very proud of Rogue Runners for actually making that call to run out and stall for even longer.
Agreed. That's really good. And now they're not gonna hard overcommit to this. They realize they're probably gonna give it up. I don't think they're even looking at a tunnel hold, but they know that with their positioning, they can get forward. You know, they've got Rogue backing out of tunnel. Octa, little slow in the back out, but no harm, no foul. Gonna escape with his life. And yeah, that's just another, you know, 112 through first. Normally you'd see 45, right? But those 30, you know, 27 seconds could potentially come in huge at the end of this round.
Yep, and here comes the upper Uber
play.
through apartments. Scout Pyro gonna duo on through. Doombringer gets backstabbed on the other side. He's the only casualty taking place so far. Counter Uber popped out. Pyro's gonna be denying safely, but K9, he's gonna go down. Blank is in the backline, and this Scout causing havoc once again. He takes down the Engineer, Sentry Gun follows, and the Scout. Toy though dead to Marley. Marley with a big 2K takes down DT and that Medic, and with that it's broken wide open. Witness gonna be trying to clean up some
Blank
players.
coming back in, finds Pyrus and Rogue. Both meds gonna go down. Blank, an absolute menace, playing from behind in the mansion, and that likely is going to be the second cap coming in for Witness Gaming. The Scout just putting on too much pressure, able to get in, and good plays on all sides, but going out in favor of Witness Gaming.
I called his name in the setup time, you know, but you can't underestimate Blank, even if it is stopwatch. He's able to just run forward and get all the kills he needs. Momentum going to be stalled for a bit, though, as Zuki and Poseidon will end up going down here. Fish not able to get anything on his decloak. He's going to go down as well. Cart will get stalled, and a third hold will come through. You mentioned when teams wipe on second, it's really hard to set up on this third point nowadays, but it looks like Rogue Runners will get their stabilization here. Give up second is one of the stronger points, but as long as you can squeeze some time out here, they can still get a pretty good time.
Yep, and I mean, not too aggressive positioning yet. They totally must know that they have the Uber here, about a 20% ad. Gonna look to finalize that and then likely push in through IT, seems like what we're seeing here. Or no, are they just gonna take it through? No, they're gonna go through IT.
And it is a 20% ad right now. Rogue charging a bit slower here. He is underneath, going to be getting that last percentage of his Uber. Dotwet going to die as the Uber going to come out of the window. One air blast from Pirates is all he gets. Doombringer dead as well. It's already 4 down, and they got to get out to spawn. Rogue has only charged 5% in the past 15 seconds, so they're not going to get this Uber at all. 5 dead, and it's going to be an instant cap onto third for Witness. That faster building was everything.
Yeah, a little bit better building from Rogue, and they actually have, you know, not too much longer, but we are going to see Rogue Runners climb here, get up to the shutter, start coming out from the side, not going to take the low ground ramp, knowing that Kira and now Zukima are forward. Zuki's in a really aggro position. Gonna try to gank Arbiter, finds the sniper.
He's gonna go for the soldier too, and we'll get that one with the help of Ether. But Toy dead in the backline. Kira goes for the bomb over the top, and with some help, they will clean up all these players. But Blank again on a tear in the backline, takes down Rogue, counter Medic. Medic's on a respawn timer, happens on Koff, but now on stopwatch, we're just gonna battle on stop too.
Yeah, Rogue and Kira knowing that they needed to get Toy there, or else they just auto lose the point. Found the kill, but ended up overextending for it. Blank able to clean that up quite nicely. And then just escort the cart up. We're going to see them climb up to the shutter again. Marley going to stab Melon on cart, not going to be able to take down Blank, though, who has continued to be a menace. And they're just going to have to give up fourth. 4:30 through 4, a blazing time.
Yeah, Kira getting sniped there means no stickies come in onto the cart, and K9 dies again. Fish finds a spawn camp on that defensive engineer, so no sentry gun going to be able to be set up here for Rogue Runners. They have to just do what they can. Ubers are even here going into last, so Toy doing a great job of maintaining that build despite untimely deaths on occasion. It is going to be the setup right now as the engineer spawn back up. Arbiter up top will find a snipe onto Melon. Zuki goes down as well. We'll stall things for just a bit as Toy gets his Uber 100% up for both teams now.
I'm going to be kind of looking forward. I mean, we've only seen one exchange until this point, and that was up in the apartments at second, which, you know, was fairly flaccid of an exchange. Not much happened in that. Just set up Blank for that, you know, monstrous killing spree behind on second. But again, both teams having Uber here. I mean, 4:30 through 4 is not good, but if you can stabilize on last, get 3-4 minutes off this hold, you know, you'd like to see a 4-digit time plus 10 minutes, you know, but you'll take 8:30 at this point if you can get that. But we're gonna have to see how the Octa getting shredded up on the light. The traffic light gonna go down. Kills exchanged on both sides.
They gotta get Melon off that card. The Pyro can right click.
Yeah.
The Pyro can right click. Blank is on it. Oh, that is so close. That can get tapped in by a spy. Really bad reaction time from Roadrunners there. They got initial kills. They just let Melon walk it all the way up to the very lip there. And now someone has to permanently stand on that. Otherwise, it's going to be liable if Fish just tapping it in. He will go down for now. So the threat is at bay for now. But, you know, until that thing starts rolling back. Wait, they popped. What did they pop to?
I'm not sure. I know they got really forward up the tracks there.
Because Toy wasn't pop. Toy was never going to pop
this is that. Full ad now.
Yeah, the entire point was just to drive push as far as they could
rolling back
for Witness. Yeah, it will get touched here in just a second by Fish. Goes for the deep cloak. He's going to stop the rolling back as Uber comes up over the top, and they do clean up the heavy off that cart. Arbiter going to go down as well. Tons of explosive damage coming in.
Octa
it's just an
standing so tall right here.
Demo happening up top. ET onto 1 HP. Can't get the last stick he needed to find takedown Octa. And Octa staying alive on those barrels will be what they need to keep this defense going for a bit longer. Level 1 getting built back up top right here with Arbiter standing over it. And it will be a bit of a stall right now. Rogue going to be up on 90% Uber, so they will get to extend this defense even longer. They got to be careful though. Again, just one breath of air on that cart will put it over the top. Cart there to pop to save Dot Wet.
Yeah, too afraid of someone just walking. They are going to walk forward here, get a lot of kills, but look at Blank hiding in the spawn. That gun is still alive, but it's one rocket away.
Blank can run for it. Blank can run on. He dies.
On a great rocket coming out of Doombringer right there. And they are managing to hold this. Melon shredded. Octa respawns, able to keep going.
Fish jumped into the pit. Fish almost had it. He jumped into the pit. If he just decloaked, he had it. This is so close already. This could have been over in an instant, but all these last-minute sacks just have not been enough for Witness Gaming to get over that finish line. It's going to have to be a regroup here. Toy does have 20% ad to work with here, so this could be their best chance yet. They're going to try to get this Uber popped from right lobby side. Octa being on this cart with the fist. Fish going to see if he can get this stab, get the tap, at least stop from rolling. He is going to stop the rolling. Wait, Octa, no! Octa, no!
And Octa taking too much damage, forced off the cart to go heal up right as Fish goes in on it.
I can't believe that.
I mean, that was 3.5 minutes on last. It felt like 3.5 years.
It felt like an eternity. Yeah, that was insane.
I mean,
Fish redeems himself after jumping into the pit. He comes back again, and this time gets the tap over the line.
The end result is a decent time.
Yeah, it's decent for both sides, honestly. 8 minutes. It's honestly, I'd say perfectly average for Swiftwater at this point. You'd hope for like a 9 on defense. You're really happy about it, right? 8 is like it's winnable, right?
I'd be really happy about a 10. 9 and like this is decent, but maybe I'm just traumatized of my teams randomly being unable to push insert number here out of nowhere.
Yeah, either way, it's definitely winnable for both sides here as Roadrunner is going to be moving on to the offense here. Crazy first offense coming out of Witness. They've set their pace. About 8 minutes is the time on the clock, 7:52 to be exact. That's what they'll have to defend if they want to be taking this first round here of Swiftwater. See if they can do it, as I do hear a Cow Mangler battalions from Ether here on the defense. Gonna try to get that charge damage in. Try to get some banner.
Maybe he just doesn't have to worry about ammo playing up on this roof. I don't know. We've got a sniper looking up onto the roof. You're going to try to get shot at the DG or Ether. Jump out of Doombringer is going to knock them both off the roof, but no kills yet. Dotwet and Marley going to be the first two to go down.
K9 fell into the river by accident, I think, and he stopped pushing the cart. He tried to build a dispenser to jump out, but he got cleaned up by Blank. So, cart being stalled at very early on here. Roadrunners need to get together and force these players out of their corners. We see right now, Blank is literally hiding in the sewers like a rat, trying to kill whoever walks into this cart.
That was calling the rat. It was necessary, and I think he may find Dotwet now.
He got it basically with a bit of help, but yeah, another second. And Toy drops. Toy actually died. The rockets from Doombringer find the medic. Toy was just playing a bit too far out, and all of a sudden, this went from a really good start to potentially disastrous, as a full Uber dis sad will be the result.
The classic medic Uber bind, but, you know, the dead in front of it.
Dead Uber
Tried
popped.
to pop just a little bit too late. Uber coming in a little too hot to handle. And I mean, this is what we're talking about on Swiftwater, right? On a COD map, you know, if you're outplaying the other team, you lose your med, okay, maybe they get a minute off the clock, you can try to re-push that. Here, lots of momentum potentially in the favor of Roadrunners here, if they're able to capitalize it, but Blank
is on cart,
on
1v2.
cart.
He's alive, he's going for the 1v3, goes back to the health pack, and he's not going to let this cart go unsolicited, but he's not a medic! Oh my god, he cleavers and scattergun shots for the drop! There's no way Blank just did that!
Blank has 51 points with the next highest on his team, 36. Ether putting in chat, is Blank invisible? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And I mean, honestly,
he's the opposite of invisible right now. He's shining brighter than anyone else.
Not just Roadrunners who are letting him exist in their backline.
They knew he was there. He 1v3'd and then ran in the middle of 3 people and Cleaver scattered and dropped the med.
I mean, on Rogue's
That's
end
insane.
there, like, you can't pop to that.
He didn't want to talk to it, right? Yeah, like that's not his fault at all.
You need to trust that you
Doombringer going for his air shot. Oh, can't quite get it.
Toy, though, is hurt up. You're going to have to see if there's anything that Roadrunners can do to capitalize on that med hurt in the corner. Not the safest spot, especially when you don't have Uber. Toy will have now, though.
Oh,
Rogue
upper
only
control.
at 65.
Run by Octa, takes on Zukima. He's going to get jumped by Ether. He actually kills Ether, too, so Octa does a great job of taking upper control. And Rogue got the kite out. Yeah. Toy popped, they popped in the tunnel to try to force or get the kill onto Rogue, but he kited out with 30 HP, so just like that, Roadrunners, they have another lease on life here. They're going to have full Uber advantage to work with. Looks like they want to overload tunnel right now. Nothing really in apartments. Marley is in the backlines looking for an opening pick. He's going to go in, going to look for the sniper. Can't quite find it. Will end up losing his life for it, and Uber is in for Roadrunners.
Stop it, though. Going to find the kill on Suzuki. Rebel going down next. This gun in apps isn't covering anything, but yeah, Kira picks up the kill onto Toy, so that Uber had gonna likely be enough to land them this point. There are a number of kills going back and forth. Decided numbers add for Roadrunners, so DT just barely managing to not burn out 5 health, but the pipe from Kira, that lock and load, gonna come in 20% faster and not let him get that pack in time.
Octa tried to walk forward, spawn camping alone. He heard a minigun rev, pulled the fist, and ran away. So that will be second capped out. 4:15 left on the clock for Roadrunners to try to make this one happen. They are going to have a bit of a problem pushing into third here because Ubers are going to be even. They're not going to have that full ad like they had going into second. So let's see what they can do here. Losing some players, losing some damage right now. They will try to group up in this apartment. Arbiter 1 HP, getting protected by Octa, but will get cleaned up by Blank. After traded though, Octa does get 1 back, so no banner available for the defense.
Yeah, but Blank just keeps getting more kills to his name right here. Looks like there is going to be a push into IT from the blue combo right here. Rogue on 70, and Marley finding the kill onto Toy. That's going to be a full ad here, and this is Roadrunners' moment. They need to get the snowball started right here. Moving up above Rogue on 91%.
They have full high ground, yeah. No one's been contesting. There's a level 2 here made by Rebel on the side. They will spam some sticks under. They have a lot of good opening damage. Uber now had. They're going to drop down. Try to get some damage. Try to get some spawn camps going on the shutter. Melon going to end up going down. Rebel's gun will likely be next. Zuki does a good job dipping and dodging around here. But yeah, he has more work to do. A lot of damage coming down from him and DT now, trying to funnel this offense back into the choke here. They're going to play around the silos here. Kira getting healed up back to full. Zuki has gotten a 2K, making a 3K with that one onto the spy, doing so much work here. Fantastic play by Zuki to stall that Uber. Will finally go down, but his team is back.
Rogue just left out to die here. I mean, crouching Buddhist hidden dragon just camouflages in with the Uber. No, even attempt, it felt like, by Kira to take out the heavy there. And it bites them as that full ad gonna not get them the point. With only 2.5 minutes left, it would have been tough enough to cap last given these circumstances if you get third. But, now they've got Poseidon, everyone playing forward, sitting on card. I mean, the opportunity's there if they're able to pull off a really nice collapse, get a wipe, get that snowball started. But, I mean, just a missed opportunity after missed opportunity for Roadrunners.
Here comes the spy. Toy, ooh, gets shanked this time. Second butter knife does not end up getting the backstab there, so that medic kill is not going to come through. And Toy with his full Uber advantage now for the side of Witness. This round is looking kind of close to over. It's going to have to be permanent push from Roadrunners at this point, but they still have to charge this Uber, and without Uber, when the level 3 gun set up on lower, Witness Gaming have this one in the bag as long as they don't hit their kill binds.
Doombringer going in over the top, gonna try to get some damage in behind, gonna find DT. Looks like the backup may be going into spawn. No, Doombringer and Cannon gonna go down, but the cap is through. A minute 45, which I believe is theoretically possible, but you gotta get time sleep going right now. And Toy dropped.
How did he drop this time? Wait, did he killbind? We're getting word from Dolphin that Toy got stuck in the gate and couldn't move, so apparently his only option was to killbind? That actually... He respawned with Uber and killbound, apparently. That's so weird. That actually could have consequences here, because like you said, mathematically, this push is still possible, and without Uber, it doesn't even look like Witness want to get out here. They're going to try and get some people through the back side. They're going to try to jump in the car. There's a bomb onto Rogue, and they will force that Uber. That's a good force at this point, because now Toy will have a chance to have add-on defense. It's going to be ×3 up this hill. Fork is going to get capped up. It's just a spy. Fish going to try his luck, not going to find it. There comes Fourth being capped up. Now, 50 seconds left. Again, still possible, and DT's bleeding.
Yeah, way overextended.
Toy now up with 60% Uber. He will have one before this round comes to an end, so we'll see if it does end up mattering.
Watch Marley here. If he can get something big, that's going to increase these chances so
he wants the med pick.
Right
he doesn't
want
coming
in.
He wants it! Oh, he was close. He was so close. But it will be now Toy up on 90% Uber. Cart being stacked, 26 seconds on the clock, but with 6 dead on the side of Rogue Runners, it's looking a bit too little too late here. They are going to have to get the respawns up. They're going to have to full stack onto it, but Toy, with this Uber, should be the deciding factor.
Yeah, it's unless Toy manages to killbind again, I'm not seeing how this happens. And Rogue going to get sniped out before he even gets Uber. There it is. The first round going to be going in favor of Witness Gaming, and if you're Rogue Runners, you have to be shaking your head. After that half, you had so many advantages in that. You know, catching Toy out of first in tunnel, catching Toy in third in bunker, Toy catching himself with a kill point in spawn. I mean, a number of Uber ads that were just unable to be converted. I mean, you know, you can chalk up the first one to Blank's individual skill. I mean, I don't care if you're, you know, aimbotting. A scout shouldn't be allowed to do that on first, frankly speaking. Especially with a cleaver to drop a med in, you know, while he's crossing over the log. But, you know, at least that's like a skill thing. That Uber on third felt so weak. Just like Kira shot a bunch of stickies to force people back into spawn, and then stared down and shot stickies at the gun at his feet, and just let Tsukima stay revved, and then Zuki pulls a 3K out.
That round belongs in the SCP files. That has to be, and I'm not exaggerating, probably the craziest round of Swiftwater I think I've ever watched in 10 years of playing this game. That was such a strange half. Everything that happened from start to finish was just... I can't say I've seen most of the stuff that happened there before. Like, that was just wild. From Blank dropping the medic on his offense, the Toy kill binding and spawn, the crazy last push that came out with like people sacking in, falling in the hole, and then get spy capped anyway. Like, that was such a wild round. Like, it's gonna go into the score sheet as, you know, 1-0 Witness Gaming. I'm sure it'll be lost to time, as many things Team Fortress 2 related are, but oh my, I will never forget, like, that half of Swiftwater that was just played in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, should Witness Gaming take this next half and win the match 2-0, it'll be it's sad to me that future generations will look back on this and just see, oh yeah, the team that finished higher at the end of the season, as we're kind of expecting Witness Gaming to, 1-2-0, nothing notable here. Well, that was a very notable half for a number of reasons. Oh, the nuance lost to time.
Yeah, and if you are Rogue Runners here, at the end of the day, you are down 0-1. You do need to find a way to come back into the map and get, you know, at least one back, because these match points do matter coming into playoffs. If you can take, you know, a stopwatch round off of a potential first or second seed, it's going to do a lot for you going into, you know, seeding into third or fourth. So Rogue Runners on to the halftime talk. They're definitely going to spend their time doing it. Logs have been up on your screen for a while. We haven't really mentioned that much, but Blank, 22 kills, 11 deaths, 350 DPM, topping his team, by the way, on DPM as Scout.
I mean, I guess what I'm a little more focused on is that I don't think Witness Gaming played well enough to win that half. Like, that was not...
Yeah, if I know what you're saying. You're saying if you ran that half, if you ran that half 10 times, it'd go 5-5.
Blank was very impressive. Witness Gaming as a whole did not impress me on that half. You know, I can see how Roadrunner and other teams are taking halves off the steam on payload if they play like that. I mean, because you cannot rely on Blank running into a 1v5 and cleavering their med to drop him on first. You cannot rely on that scuffed third full advantage Uber to just ignore a 140 HP heavy in plain sight.
Yeah, and again, tons of anomalies. Like, if Toy doesn't killbind and spawn up to that point, you gotta imagine that it's, like, decidedly a Witness Gaming round at that point, after everything that happened, right? But, like, you'll never know how it... Like, the variance is so high with this team, clearly. Like, I agree with you, where if Witness Gaming plays this half a ton of times, it really doesn't feel like they're playing well enough to average, you know, an overwhelmingly winning record at this point. Which is what explains, like you said, the losses in scrims to teams beneath them on the standings on stopwatch. So, I think for Witness Gaming, what I really want to see out of them going into the next half is show good fundamentals across the board, right? Like, Toy, don't drop to the bomb coming into the first tunnel, right? The team should not, you know, be vulnerable on that third push if they're going to be like that. They shouldn't lose their medic to a backstab in third spawn. Things like that. Like, if you're Witness Gaming here, show strong fundamentals. Show us that you're a team that can potentially play stopwatch in an upper bracket or grand finals matchup. Because from what we're seeing, that doesn't look like the case from the first half.
I'm glad you mentioned like a grand finals matchup, because I think if you're Witness Gaming, you're not concerned with placement. You know, you've been second fiddle to Team Fun both of the past 2 seasons. You want to win. You know, you're in this for first, and I don't think that half is enough to beat Team Fun.
Mm.
There needs to be tighter play.
Yeah, that isn't just blank go kill.
And on the flip side, like if you're Rogue Runners, and you're a team who is, you know, I would say, you know, Team Fun's a clear number 1. Witness Gaming at the moment is likely a clear 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, really all together, I'd say are pretty up in the air. And I don't think it bodes well for Rogue Runners if they're unable to capitalize against a, you know, a better team making mistakes to that magnitude.
Yeah,
yeah,
if you're going to be a playoff team,
half, sure, but you got to do it when it counts.
Yeah, if you're going to be a playoff team and you want to make some noise, not just be, you know, the 5th seed who didn't make it or the 4th seed who gets just, you know, 0-2, 0-2 out of playoffs, you need to show that you are able to capitalize on those mistakes, play at least, you know, a high enough level to show competition against the upper echelons of Invite. And like I said, like we've been saying the entire time, they very clearly can do it. They have the pieces to that can play up to that level. We saw it in that first half. I was really impressed with Marley, what he was able to do. Tons of good bombs as well coming through from the Soldier. But putting it all together for a round is what we're looking for.
Yeah, agreed. I definitely think Marley may have been the standout player there, finding a ton of key picks. I mean, he's able to pull a miracle off onto Toy in those last 20 seconds. Does it change things? Probably not, but then you could really say, you know, then you could really call him Atlas, putting, you know, the entire team on his shoulders.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can be that Atlas once again, because if the inconsistency continues to plague Witness, then that'll be their most strong win condition, honestly. But it will be the defense. Witness Gaming starting out, going to try to run that one back and do a bit better, maybe with less medic drops to backstabs or bombs or killbinds. And then on the offense, Roadrunner is going to try and set a good time. Because remember, they didn't get to finish that time last round. So when you have to set your own pace, we always talk about it. When you have to set your own pace, things get a bit more stable where you don't see them doing the crazy stuff you would see them when they know they have 8 minutes to push it. So we'll see what their baseline offense on Swiftwater looks like here.
I like how Sakima's in chat finding the entirety of Vampire Flow 3 here, and then K9 just puts in, I don't like blank. Feels very salient right now, given what he did
none
last
of
half.
Rogue Runners like blank right now. It will be Poseidon going down at the start, though, so no defensive sniper up for the initial sacks coming through. And Zuki does end up going down here, so no heavy able to kind of make things work here. It will be Kira end up dropping, and Melon hits a good reflect on Doombringer, so things are going to stabilize. But Cart has been moving consistently. There was no blank murdering spree yet. There will be one soon if and this is anything to go off of. K9 gonna drop, Dawit gonna go down to blank, and Fish decals on the cart. So this will stall things out once again. We've seen Witness Gaming are very keen to do skirmishes.
Oh, Marley! Just undisguised on the boxes. Poseidon doesn't know. Runs out, hits stab. That's gonna be a sniper going down. Doombringer unable to get anything on a jump again, but no sniper means that, you know, Dot went on
banner
cart.
already.
Uncontested unless blank chooses to come out, but the banner being used on first. After jumping back up onto roof to keep that high ground control. Gonna take some damage running out, but will survive. Tsukima gonna go down to K9's mini as well, but you know, the first hold's still pretty solid. Dawit first off card. Arbiter trying to run on card alone. Blank smells blood in the water. Gonna find 1, 2.
Decloak from Marley looking for a stab on the sniper. Ooh, gets turned around on, doesn't find that pick this time around. And all of a sudden, time is stalling out really hard. We do see Blank in the backlines once again, gonna go for the shots onto K9, easily takes him down. These car pushers just are getting harassed by Blank on repeat. And now, with that distraction, they're gonna fight Tunnel once again. Arbiter, or Aether gonna jump out here, will get sniped down by Arbiter, and Arbiter doubles up as well. So, Tunnel squad finally dismantled. It will be the first capture. Witness Gaming, very good at actually contesting this with Blank's distractions. It buys them a few extra seconds. Now the real map starts. Rogunner's gonna go for it. Blank, he's trying again. Look at Rogue, he's not left spawn. Rogue has not left spawn until that scout is dead.
We're 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
It's a 151 first time. That is a minute longer than you are used to seeing on this map, which immediately puts Roadrunner in a pretty big hole. Want to call out the gun in the old spot above side tunnel. Good sap coming in.
Yeah,
Marley gonna go down for it, but gun dead. Tsukima dead. This is setting things up quite nicely for Roadrunner to take a good push in here.
Yeah, they're gonna
Kira gets dropped though.
No, they faked it. They faked that they were gonna pop out here. Kira walked out alone. Fish called that they're walking for a tunnel, and the immediate pop came through. That's a great feint from Rogue Runners.
Agreed. It worked on me. I mean, something I think that teams have really been kind of honing in on is that when the blue combo is in tunnel, you know, the red combo is dropping down to play in that corner. The red medic in that corner is extremely vulnerable.
Yeah, and he has no vision either.
So you pop a little bit more easily than you might otherwise, and teams have been starting to capitalize on that, be it through just dry pushes flooding out to try to kill that med, or feints of what you saw Roadrunners do. Uber's gonna come out for real this time now, flooding out of tracks.
Sap on the gun in 1 second. It goes down. One pipe easily takes it out. Great coordination there. High ground now is the case right now. Tsukima gonna be on high ground. Poseidon snipes down Arbiter, so big advantage coming through on this defense, and Toy goes down to that spy in the back. All of a sudden, DT's dead as well. The offense has what they need here, but this high ground is still being oppressive. Sniper perched on height here is doing work. Sentry gun being rebuilt by Rebel. Fish gonna end up dropping, and Rogue's dead, so Poseidon finally finds that lineup he's been looking for. Dawit left alone on the cart, and not having apartments control just ends up being the thorn in their side.
Yeah, Tsukima and Blank enough to two-man stonewall this defense, and I mean, looked like they had an opportunity there. I mean, they didn't have good card time in the Uber. They didn't get a lot of frags, but when Toy and DT went down, you thought maybe there's a chance, but Zuki sitting in upper, they just didn't have the classes in positions to damage him. That heavy in upper sometimes can feel like he's worth 3 kills, just depending on how, you know, how the setup is, because he can be so difficult to dislodge.
And here comes the counter. It's a soldier heavy push into upper, but there is assistance for Tsukima, a soldier heavy of his own. They're going to take the fight here, but Zuki gets shredded. There's just no soldier support coming through. Aether not ready to help. He will get the cleanup though, takes down Doombringer and Octa. So just like that, control of apartments is being held thanks to Aether.
Yeah, but no pick classes and no heavy. Kira can just get forward here right now. It looks like they're playing a little bit more scared. Poseidon and Fish are going to respawn, as is Tsukima. Wanted to see a little bit more aggression on those 3 kills, but Marley once again finds that opening pick. Toy, bit of a compromised position as the Uber comes out. Toy gonna get just in time. A little bit, 93%, 97% when the Uber started, but Doombringer going to be the kill. Only one coming out in the Uber, but not a lot out
Sap
from
on the gun
Tunnel right
again.
now.
One pipe will take it down. Oh, one more, not gonna end up going through. So Sentry Gun stays up for Rebel on this defense, and just like that, nothing is going. It will be Arbiter finding an SVS win at this point. Gonna be giving his team something to work with. They need to wait for the respawns, but with Poseidon down, they can't walk forward. Look at the defense though. Witness getting super aggressive in the tunnel with that 5-man advantage. They're gonna just end up clearing the space and backing right back out. Both meds don't have Uber yet. Rogue has about a 10% advantage to work with. We'll see what they can do now as Poseidon is back alive. Sentry gonna go down though.
Alright, the gun is dead. Toy's in the corner. You need to run one of those feint plays and just
I heard a
block
banner,
people at
though.
Toy. Nope. Yep, the banner though is gonna come in, which should keep safe.
Yeah, Rebel
Just
will
gonna
go
scare
down.
them off, and I like that because it just buys time. Toy now at 90%, you know, much more likely to get that Uber, unable to just get ran at, as we saw before, and that, you know, helps serve as a bridge, because, you know, I think they felt a little bit vulnerable there. You know, no gun, men in the corner, someone could just run in, pick up that kill, you know, dot wet maybe if he just, you know, had a need to feed. But the Uber gonna come out of tunnel again here. Counter pop used by Toy.
Yep, no casualties coming through. Everyone's just gonna, you know, pop the Uber, be shiny for a second, and then retreat back to their battle lines. Standard exchange, no one ends up dying. So now for Roadrunners, the question is, what do you do next? We've seen them try the apartment push. They're going to send the same heavy and silver this time. Arbiter has been winning these SVSs. Now he has a chance to do some work here. Doomberg going to go through over the top, gets the rockets onto Zukima, and Octa now in the window. DT stabbed once again, and Toy is dead. This is the push that Roadrunners have been waiting for. They finally put the pieces together. The upper push works, the sniper wins the SVS, and they just fly out and kill everyone. It's going to be a clean ace.
And should get them third as well. Concerned that it may be a little.
They need third here. It's way too long.
6:39.
Kira needs to get in there and sticky it. Kira needs to go in. I can't believe they're not sticking the shutters here. They just let Witness walk out. That is not good. They had an opportunity to spawn camp, but instead they're going to let this team get out of lower. Toy only up on 20% though, so they're not going to have in time. If you are Roadrunners here, you want to cap this without popping.
Octa gonna find one in the backstairs, gets the sentry gun, and now cut off from their own spawn a little bit.
It's not good enough.
No, yeah, not enough. As you said,
Roadrunners need to get
needed
hard
to be on those
aggressive.
spawn doors.
Yeah, they need to get more aggressive because now Rogue only at 90%. Keep in mind, they had a 70% ad here. Rogue can't charge anyone right now. He had no one backing up with him. There's a very likely chance that Roadrunners drop a 70% ad on this third push.
I mean, we saw them drop a full one before.
Yeah, but this one is to no outside intervention. This is purely of their own devices.
Oh, look at this sticky trap right by the pack.
They have 15 seconds. Oh, the killer dies in the trap! And yeah, they lost a 70% ad. Oh, that's so, that's such a, I don't want to say a noob team move because that's like way too blatant and overt, right? But like, if you want to be a playoff contending team, you can't let a 70% ad slip when you have a spawn camp opportunity. It's just not a thing you can let happen.
Yeah, it's, again, just missed opportunities from Roadrunner. It feels like it's kind of been the theme of this match. They have this Uber now, you know, Ether was dead, that was a bit of a pick, but Marley getting in position, gonna have to see if there's anything they can do off of it.
Here comes the Uber out of apartments. Again, no casualties found. They will get Poseidon via a backstab, and now kills coming in for the defense. Arbor and Octa gonna get cleaned up. Doombringer not able to get past Melon on his jump. And it will be a clean hold once again. The Uber's not enough to do anything, and Rogue getting caught on his backup. Will get taken down? Blank finds that shot with his dying breath. When does he not find that shot when he goes for it? And just like that, the defense has completely stabilized.
And sticky trap getting put back up again, so simple but so effective.
Yeah, and at this point, time is going to stretch into what, 9 minutes before they get a good, you know, another chance
At
into the
least,
third
yeah.
cap. So Witness Gaming, they're looking poised for the 2-0. They still have their offense left, right? But when you give them this much time, it'll be enough. There's Marley finding a good entry on Suzuki. Blank goes down as well, so no scout going to be in their backsides this time around. So this is a shot to kind of walk in dry. Toy does have Uber, so if they could get a force here, it would be pretty beneficial. They should try to jump out and get a force, honestly, if I'm calling this team, I want them with that numbers ad to go for the force. And they're going to go!
Yes,
they're going to try it, and they do get that force.
Able to go and get those rockets on to Toy. Almost like he had a drop. If that second rocket did, 10 more damage, probably gets the drop as Toy, waited to take the second one. But, you'll take it there. Force comes out, not much real difference versus drop. So add back in the favor of Roadrunners.
Yeah, Blank, just above that. Being a nuisance. He will just get out of dodge for now as Rogue up on 90%. Banner again being popped out here for Ether. He's had so many of these. It's happening. He's going to hold this. They know that they're at pretty hefty disad. Ether's going to hold this, and Taluba comes out, and there we go. Banner popped out.
Toy trying to use it to run out to fourth. I don't know why you wouldn't just run through the spawn and elect to go tracks instead. Maybe for this idea to re-push here, Not the smartest idea.
It's broke. Fix it. Toy getting chased out by a scout. He will end up living. That will be the third cap up. The banner was not enough.
Sub
a couple
10
players
minutes?
clean it up. Sub 10, yeah. I think it's like 9:40. Let's see. Ooh, 10:20.
Ooh, nope. The 4-digit third cap, not something we love to see.
Yeah, if you are rogue runners here, you need to get in quick. You need to get this force or drop from Toy. Arbiter is dead, so no sniper can be available for them. Doombringer gets counterbombed. He does win that 1v1. That's a pretty impressive win from him. He's gonna goes for the medic and he gets the force. Doombringer actually a great play there.
Yeah, we've been seeing him find a number of good, advantages for the team here. Some good forces, some good drops in when he needs to be. And with that force, again, it is ad for Rogue again, and we're going to have to see if they're able to convert on this.
Fish looking for anything he can find. Pyrus will get sniped out, so no Pyro going to be spy checking for the offense here. Fish, he wants to go for it. He's looking, he gets whipped. He doesn't get it.
Uber popped out from Boiler. They're going to get the gun and not much else.
Yeah, they're going to try to swing wide here, but the players are all up for the defense minus the spy. Dogwet going to go down, so no scout able to clean things up. Rogue has to retreat back into the house after we get cleaned up here. Spy going for it. Will butter up the dispenser as the soldier bomb comes in, and they get the damage. Kira and Doombringer combine for a ton of kills onto that enemy combo, but a ton of kills come back in favor of Witness. It's a 5v5 right now. Heals, though, in their favor for Rogue Runners. They're going to try to stay on this cart and keep it moving. They need to.
Yeah. This level 1 back up gonna stop them from getting too far forward. Blank pushing on the shed. Just probably to get some info. Will back out after jumping up. Gonna be denied, but kills traded back and forth. Arbiter down though, and Poseidon starts heating up right here. Arbiter and Rogue both going down. Pyrus still on cart right now. Can get the reflex come in. Nope, there is Poseidon now. It was a little bit quiet in the first half of this. Now on a 6 streak, fully warmed up it feels like. And
yeah,
won
7K.
Kill on Pyrus, they probably capped that.
He's dominating Arbiter now. That means he's won 4 SVSs in a row. After we saw Arbiter find a lot of entries on second, he's just won 4 in a row. So yeah, like you said, Poseidon fully online on this defense right here. And they're going to walk up to the choke to try and camp him early. They do have the biggest Uber ad to work with, so not too much threat coming in. The Ether just wants it. He's going to bomb it over the top. Kira going to go down. Solo Octa to the backstab. Couple, those players traded back equally, so we'll be about even numbers. Small ad coming through for Witnesses. They're keen to stay up here with this Uber ad. Poseidon's still scoping through the choke right now, still looking for some players. Rogue only up on 80%, gonna have to charge a bit longer. Looks like they want to go out to the house side. Arbiter looking for a shot over the top of this. He can find an entry to be big. Here comes the jump. Doombringer looking for some space. Zuki will end up going down, but so will Octa, neither team having their heavy. As Uber's popped out on the center, Sapper went on, but Omrecker takes it right off, and they're not able to get anything. Toy will die, though. Good stickies from Kira, clean him up in the backside, as they will have some numbers to work with.
Yeah, I like the aggro there, and Poseidon another kill onto Rogue. Where is that from?
Regardless, it will be a collapse trying to come in from the defense here, but not enough players. It will be the cap. 20 seconds left on the map timer, so this one comes in the last second. Fish and Rebel will go down. Last second contest, they're just trying to get whatever they can. Doesn't actually find out there, so yeah. 13:39. It's very, very dire right now if you are Rogue Runners. You're just trying to get this in as fast as you can and give yourself whatever desperate shot you can muster on an upcoming defense. So they're going to try their best. Ubers are even. Rogue going to be able to charge this one up. Hopefully go for one last push.
Aiming for the efficiency piece here where you get a big enough stopwatch clock up, the game clock ends up being shorter.
Decloak from here from Marley, not going to be able to get the pick onto Zukima. That would be a big entry. That heavy on traffic light, always a nuisance. Both meds up onto 75%. Going to be charging for just a bit longer. We do see Fish in the backline going to be calling out all their movements. Arbiter going to move into the lobby here looking for an opening through the center window. If he could find the sniper pick, get his revenge, it'd be a big opening.
Yep, Doombringer also lurking, in left lobby, looking for maybe a time to run out. Toy could be vulnerable, but no. Is that a DH onto the gun? No, just regular rocket. Here comes the jump. Gets the force off onto Toy. Doombringer once again finding Toy like a heat-seeking missile. Uber comes out at the same time though, so not too much gained off the force. Rogue very aggressive.
He's in the enemy spawn. He's gonna get ran up by an engineer and just wrenched down. Rebel gets his kill onto Rogue there, and it's gonna be big collapse coming from the defense here. Zukima did a bunch of work on that traffic light, lost life in the end, but the stall is out here. They're going to get their spawners up, they're going to get their sniper and gun back up, and they're just going to walk forward, try to, stall a bit on the offense coming back in.
It's unfortunate, I feel like the Roadrunners took that Uber when they did, because Uber had just gotten a really good force off, and if they were instead able to hold that, they could maybe try taking the full ad Uber, but kills just all going in favor of Witness Gaming. Card close to the pit, not in immediate danger, but about to start rolling
Another
back.
Banner.
Another banner.
They're just going to jump out with it, why not? They're just going to resume their fourth hold is what they're doing here.
Doombringer just had a pretty elegant ragdoll.
That's the nicest thing we can say about Roadrunners right now, honestly. They're just going for it, doesn't find the rockets this time around, will end up going down with alongside Blank. Kira and Octa will go down as well, so 7v7 coming through. Here's the spy jumping up, not going to find it. Zukima gets 2. 30 seconds left on the in-game timer, so that's all they have left. If not, it's going to be a 4-point only offense coming through from Roadrunners.
Yeah, I mean, this half just feels bad. Like,
yeah,
the last half was like novel in a lot of ways.
All the air got taken out of this match instantly.
Really weird things. This one, like, yes, Roadrunners is fairly cap last, but if I'm Witness Gaming, I'm not fully happy with this either, because this was not like lockdown 14-minute gameplay. This was repeatedly managed to hold Uber dis ad exchanges because the attacking team didn't execute.
Yeah, I'll give credit to Witness Gaming where I think they deserve it. I think the way they play first is the future. I think the way they play first with you play Blank in the back line, you give them support, and whenever an opponent is looking at one of the two, the other one funnels out. I think the way they play first is very good on defense, and I think that 150 they get against, a maybe border playoffs team might still get some time out of a top team. I really like the way they play first. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm not concerned personally with how Witness Gaming is doing against teams, like, the fact that they can win against teams below them. Because from their perspective, I'm pretty certain they're really only concerned with trying to win. And you can, if you give that many Uber advantages to Team Fun, they are gonna take you all the way to the bank.
Yeah, I need to watch back how they lost second, because to be fair, they did hold second for a long time. It was like 640 through 2. And like you said, it is a lower caliber team they are playing against than the ones that they eventually want to be beating in playoffs, but I think the fundamentals were well enough. I think it's this team's lows, they make really bad mistakes, but they still have a solid enough baseline to at least beat these teams. How they'll do against Team Fun, I'm interested to see when we watch that match later on. But for now, they're just going to try to close out here against Roadrunners. It should be a walk in the park, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they only need to get fourth within 13 and a half minutes, not even last. So, if you're Roadrunners, you're looking at a hard second hold right now.
Yeah, that's your best chance of winning. It really is. Maybe they tunnel hold. Who knows if they practiced it.
I'd like to see that. I think we've been seeing teams do it more and more over the past couple of seasons, so I'd hope that Witness Gaming knows, what to do with it. Send your sniper behind, get the... get that long angle going in and start pinching them out, but, I mean, it's, desperate times, desperate measures. I think I see, guns coming up in tunnel. Looks like they're going to try to forward hold. Arbiter getting revenge on the flank. That's got to
finally. Yeah. There's some interesting stickies over here at the top of the cave entrance. It's a lot of them. It could easily kill an unsuspecting medic if they do walk in that too early and doesn't get checked. It will be some usual suspects going into upper, the spy and the soldier. We'll have to see what the main force wants to do. Karkin and rolling stickies do get deaded.
Tunnel hold. Hoping we might see a little bit harder.
Yeah,
but no, they
gave up
a little one up and then.
It will be the standard defense coming through from Roadrunners. Like we mentioned, this is probably their best chance. Uber gonna immediately come out of apartments. Good stuffs here from Pyrus. Will not even need the flash immediately. Rogue gonna hold on to this as long as he can. Pyrus will end up going down. Uber gets popped up to save the remaining players. Melon gonna die in it, but watch out, Blank is in. He's in the back lines.
Can't keep getting away with this.
Unsuccessful med pick there from Marley. But I really want eyes on Blank. He's gonna go for this pack and he's gonna try to wreak havoc behind the enemy team.
Playing out on the bridge a little bit more here, spreading some buffs, just everyone runs at it.
Octa is trained on Blank right now. Blank walks through, he instantly takes 100 damage. He's staring at him. Look at Octa. He's just watching
Blank
this jump like a hawk.
right now, yeah.
He wants the packs. Octa is staring at it. They do not want Blank doing anything. That's hilarious.
Like, really, really going back to get that
He's still
125.
On the other side, okay, quick on this. The Ubers got popped up really late for Rogue there because he tried to milk it a bit longer. So it's about a 30% ad.
Cleaver's out.
They're saying, but 30% ad for Toy they're going to use immediately. Rogue's building was not good enough and he stalled too long. That's why you don't want to milk really.
Rogue getting attacked by Fish, he's going to go down.
Yeah, I was kinda...
picks up the kill, of course he does.
Yeah, of course he does, yeah. He gets a sniper too, why not? But I really wanted to bring that up, right? Because we saw Rogue milked really hard and just let his Pyro solo tonight, right? That's a bad thing. You might think milking Uber is, good, you can get a longer Uber, but in a situation like this where the goal is simply for the offense to trade on you, you are handing them a 20% advantage. And because they build better, that turned into a 30% advantage, they got wiped on. So I think they need a, third cap, yeah, who cares? That's a game-losing mistake that Rogue makes, that by just milking the Uber. You cannot milk that Uber and give them a 20% ad.
I'm inclined to potentially see it another way because you want. Oh my God! Blank just runs into 7 people.
I mean, why not? I'm not even it's just blank doing blank things. But yeah, go ahead.
Because ideally, right? You want to hope that you can get through that without needing to use because Swift's second is such that even if you pop at the same time, Blue probably pulls an ad on you there. Just because Red Med builds super slowly in apartments, so you want to try to hold that Uber to make sure you don't have to use. And I think that Pyrus did a pretty decent job of stuffing the first 5 to 6 seconds of the Uber. It just felt like weren't enough people there waiting to kill the scout right when the Uber faded, so that Blank was able to get in and actually get the force. So I don't want to pin all of that on Rogue for not using immediately.
It obviously might not be his decision only, right? It could be the team saying our goal is to milk.
Because the best case scenario is not using there. What I will say is that if you do, if you do milk like that, you need to be aware of how big of a disad you're sitting at, and you need to play accordingly, which they did not.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's mainly if you are going to go for the non-pop angle, Reflect Air Shot, by the way, it was on cam earlier, it was pretty cool, but if you are going to go for the non-pop angle, it can't just be your power to 9. Your heavy has to be 450 and willing to stand in that choke afterwards, right?
Exactly, yeah.
It has to be a team effort, and if it is a team call that our goal is to play for the non-pop, everyone has to be on the same page there, which, obviously in that situation it's not Rogue's fault, but it's just a thing they need to work out.
Yeah, and look at this efficiency. 9 minutes left, 8:55 left on the stopwatch, but 9:15 on the in-game. They've successfully cheated the clock. If they're able to hold fourth for 9 minutes here, oh, actually, no, that's not true, because then they didn't cap last, so it would then be just needing to cap last. But 9 minutes left on this last hold. Should Rogue Runners want to keep this match going?
Yeah, maybe they come alive. Who knows? DT goes down. Spawn camp there for Marley. Won't lose life for it, but I like the forward hook coming here from Rogue Runners. They have a sniper 4 on this rock. Blank is pestering him from the window. Why not? And there's another banner.
Out.
Yep.
They're gonna bomb over the top for it. Oh, that's a conch.
Yeah, that is a conch. So headshot's still vulnerable, but they are going to be healing off this damage. As now big pressure in the house. And they're going to pop out of it. Fist heavy trying to run back. Octa running for his life. Will end up staying alive just for now. No one's ended up going down until Paris eats a ball. Why not?
But DT is decided all dead.
Hit classes
coming up big. Octa in a nice surf before, gonna stay alive. Boy, gonna go down, and I mean, we're through 1 minute, 8 more to go.
Yeah, only 8 more. 8 more times, and you've taken us to 3. Honestly, why not believe at this point? We do see Blank, he's in behind, and he has a certain fish near him, so they might be trying to coordinate something, because Blank loves getting him behind and killing the medic. It's really hard to do here, because there's a sentry gun in his way. We'll see if they can maybe coordinate sap onto it.
Poseidon, that's gonna...
Okay, Fish is Fish is going to go sap this gun. Fish should sap the gun, and Blank should run out into it, 100%. Because they're at Uber disad now after Rogue's death. Spawners need to come up anyway. I really want to see Fish go for a sap, so Blank can run in and try to two-shot the medic.
I really don't like that aggressive use there. Toy is already in spawn. There's no way you get him there. I like that they get this forward hold right. This is really good fourth defense, if I'm being completely honest. But given the time you have, you can't give an Uber ad back like that. And Garage is going to come out. Arbiter goes down, so now the sniper ad in favor of Witness. Ether going for the first jump, denied. But so much pressure coming in.
Fish not going to find his stab. There will be a backup onto the ramp. With Blank and Fish down, they have something to work with. Marley will die, though. Uber now popped out. Like you said, this advantage is big. They can't walk out of ramp quite yet. Doombringer gets to the pack, and he actually, he almost gets out, gets body shot down. Arbiter
Silence
back alive,
that
though.
could be a big kill.
Yeah, Arbiter is in the shutter looking to go, and it will be Uber. Yeah, they're going to get it up in time. The cart didn't really move at all during that exchange, so it's going to be a defense stabilizing a bit here. Ether is in the back line, so they have to watch out for him. He's going to go for Arbiter, finds the rocket. Zuki gets stabbed in the meantime, so both teams on 7 players right now. It's about who can keep their players healthy. Doombringer going for the 1v1. There will be Arbiter getting that full pack. In the meantime, Melon will die, trades with Octa, so team's still battling out, but Rogue is dead.
Finds Rogue. Rogue was hurt for a while, didn't elect to run all the way out for the pack. Going to regret that as he goes down, and it looks like this may be it. 3+ on the card. Kira on a sliver of health trying to pull off a miracle. Not gonna happen. That will be your 2-0 for Witness Gaming.
Yeah, the likely result, how we got there, was up and down. It was exciting, then it was dull, then it was thought-provoking. It was everything here tonight, honestly.
Abstract and progressive.
Yeah, this one belongs in a modern art museum.
Yeah, Dotwet, I mean, speaking the truth, should have just 1v6 the point.
Yeah, I mean, a certain other scout in the server would have done it, so.
True.
Yeah, but that's the simple and clean ending there. Witness Gaming stay undefeated on the season. I believe they still have a perfect round record. Yeah, they've not dropped a single round up to this point here, so gonna be alone at the top of the table, at least until Team Fun gets their consolation points from the Week 1 forfeit, but not a phenomenal showing. Good enough, obviously, to get done what they needed to get done here, but there's still a lot of questions about this team and how they're going to be able to transition to playoff payload when it matters. Because Blank, he's dropping 40 kills, he's doing as much damage as your demo man on a stopwatch map, but will that be allowed come the time Team Fun is in the server, right? That's the question that has to be asked.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Witness Gaming, I am not looking at Swiftwater as a map I want to play in playoffs. If you play 10 halves of this match tonight, Rogue Runners probably take at least 2 of them, if not.
Yeah, they probably win a few. Win a couple, maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not the last one.
Maybe not an immediate ban, but definitely not anything you're looking towards as a strength. I think that there was some really sloppy gameplay. I thought that Rogue Runner's 4th hold was actually really solid there at the end. I mean, unfortunately, not solid enough when you're looking at 9 minutes on 1 point. But the way that they were able to kind of, get aggressive, hold that space, get pressure, maybe get damage or kills, back up, bait them into the space they were just in, then recollapse and kind of play that push and pull really well is a good sign to me, because that 4th hold felt like the best they were playing all night. It's just a shame that it kind of happened in what is effectively garbage time.
Yeah, and even more to Rogue Runner's credit, on the standings, they're currently sitting at 7th, before this week's tally, and obviously they didn't get any match points, so they're not going to improve. 6th, rather. 6th out of 8. They're not going to improve on the standings. They're going to be bottom 3, maybe bottom 2 if MST picked up rounds. I'm not sure what their match is going to be, but yeah, they're a bottom half team firmly on the scoreboard right now, but I feel like they played well enough to contest the playoff bubble teams. Like you said, they had impressive 4th hold. We saw glints of brightness. We saw good moments out of players. Doombringer was an especially bright spot. Marley as well did very good. There's bright spots for this team, and I do think that come the more contestable matches rather than a 1 or 2 seed, I think that they have a shot at making a run to potentially qualify for playoffs. So that's to their credit.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that if you had to pick which teams are going to be in playoffs, Rogue Runners would be in playoffs right now. And I think, if I'm correct, that their other loss, right, so they're 1-2 right now, but their 2 losses have come to Team Fun and Witness Gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
They're 1-2 right now. So
those are the matches that you're not looking to be especially competitive in. You'd like to be, but they're not where you're hoping to get the bulk of your points from. They have those matches coming up.
Yeah, every match for them for the rest of the season is eminently winnable, as we'll no doubt get to see, as I think out of the remaining 4 weeks of the season, we are casting Road Runners in 3 of them.
Yeah, we'll get used to calling out their names for the remainder of the regular season, but yeah, that's about it. Got some announcements. We got merch, RGL merch, of course. We have the usual designs, but we also have new special team-themed merch. All of the RGL teams that have logos designed by our in-house graphics team, which I have the website open, I do believe. Yep, for Highlander, that's Somebody Help, Run It Back, Rogue Runners, RR, Steam Debt, and MST, all of them have shirts with their logos on it. And for 6s as well, we have designs for Global Clan Fire, Global Clan Ice, Rome, FGP, and the government. So if you want to check out any of these designs, support the teams and the logos and the RGL in-house graphics team, all the proceeds go towards helping TF2 maintain its position and help keep the league and the players playing and running. So again, check out these designs if you want to support any of the teams. And of course, we do have the usual RGL merch, the designs that rotate in seasonally. We got a bunch of really cool stuff. We've mentioned it over and over. The themed maps, the psychedelic scattergun, the cute animals, a ton of good stuff here.
Yeah, I think this merch collab, this merch rotation right now is the strongest we've had to date. Some really, really good designs in there. The team merch as well. I mean, you know, the merch, the team merch as well supports those teams. So if you really want to support the government, you have that option.
Yeah, support the government.
I love the government.
Or just the frogs, you know? There's somebody helping here. I'm expecting that one to be a top seller of the team shirt, the team logo shirts.
Definitely, yeah. It's been a classic logo for quite some time. Any closing remarks though, Zach?
We've gave a lot of them already, honestly. For Rogue Runners, Silver Linings, of course, not able to get it done here tonight, but hopefully for their sake, for the rest of the season, they have a lot of close matches and a lot of competition. They're going to be looking to make that run from 6th or 7th in the standings to hopefully a top 4. So they got some work ahead of them, but they can do it. And for Witness, got done what you need to get done, showed some strengths that we're really happy with, but stopwatch is a growing point. They could get better at it as the season goes on. They have a few more weeks and a few more how many stopwatch maps do they have left? They have Steel and one other, right?
So it's just
Vigil and Steel?
Vigil. Yeah, Vigil and Steel for remaining stopwatch.
Yeah, so you have some time to iron it out. Get your best stopwatch maps, up to par and see what they can do. They're definitely hoping for a grand finals run at least and a championship at best. So, they have some work to do, but from what we've seen so far, they have potential. They just need to iron out their kinks, especially on stopwatch. We might see them on Koth at some point before the playoffs come. If not, we'll definitely see them on Koth in the playoffs.
Them on week 6 against Team Fun, as that will be the presumable 1 versus 2 seed.
That's going to be a really telling match, because if on their stronger game type they're able to be very competitive, you have a lot of hope for this season's playoffs.
Yeah, if you can contest Team Fun on Koth, then I think that your payload is not as much of an immediate concern, because I think Team Fun's has historically tried to pick Koth when possible. So even if your payload's not as strong, it's the same on both sides, and if you're in their head enough to force them off of the comfort of the Koth maps, then I think that spells good things.
Yeah, that's gonna about do it here for us tonight. I'm tired. I'm going to bed after this, like I said, but
let's just go for any random permutation of those words.
Yeah, do it. Yes,
Hear it, do us for.
And thank you all for watching. We'll be back next Monday for some more Highlander action. The season is still in its early days. We got a lot of good matches here coming out to close it out. So thank you all for watching once again, and have a good night.